Okay, this is a continuation of the previous video I did on should Bishop Earl Carter apologize, right? So watch that video before you watch this one here. Now, I'm going to address some things because some people are saying, I don't know who this brother is. This brother is just using Bishop Earl Carter to get hits on his channel. Am I really? Okay. Let me bring you up to speed, right? Okay. My YouTube channel is Elder Charles Cotton. That's who I was known as. I have a legal name change. I'm not known by that name anymore since 2004. Okay. That's about the time I left COGIC. Okay. But anyway, 2004 was when I left COGIC. But when I was in COGIC, right? Let me bring you up to speed, right? I was ordained under Bishop O.T. Jones Jr., 60 from Calvary Hill, right? He was my state prelate, a state bishop, jurisdiction bishop. For those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, okay. For those of you do know, you know what I'm talking about. I say prelate or prelate. Some like to say potato. Okay, all right. Bishop O.T. Jones Jr. was my pastor and bishop. Dr. I called her Dr. Kitty Parham was my state minister of music. I was her musician. She would always tell people that. Matter of fact, during the time when I was going to the National Convocation, I was there during the days when Bishop J.O. Patterson was there. I remember his last sermon he preached at the last convocation. I was there when he died, right? My Bishop O.T. Jones Jr. is the son of the second man in charge. Bishop O.T. Jones Sr., when Bishop C.H. Mason died, he became the head bishop. So I go back there. Okay, now, I came out of Holy Temple Church of God in Christ, 60 from Calvary Hill, where I was ordained, okay, under him. I know people that knew Bishop Dr. Bishop Earl Carter. I was introduced to him through Harold Faust. I think he's superintendent now in Philly. Through Martin Johnson. There was another evangelist who passed. I can't remember his name. Drummond, David Drummond, evangelist David Drummond. Right, I met him through them because they go way back in COGIC. Right, Drummond go way back. He's like ancient with Dr. Burton. Dr. DeWitt, I think it says his name, Bishop DeWitt, D. Burton, something like this. His name is. He was one of them. He used to always tell us that I'm one of the original bishops. So I do all of this, right? Bishop Matthew Clemens, I was associated with him through my bishop R.T. Jones. O.T. Jones, I know him. His father, O.T. Jones Jr., R.T. Jones Jr. You have O.T. R.T. Jones Jr., Christian Tabernacle, Friendly Community Church of God in Christ in North Philly. His father was Bishop O.T. Jones, or R.T. Jones Sr., right? I played for his church. I'm trying to remember this other evangelist's name that was in that same circle, but it was through them that I met Bishop Earl Carter and through the late Bishop Richard White. So I met all of them. So I come from that circle, right? I was much younger, thinner, full head of hair. I had a block haircut like the Philly fade style haircut. Had all my teeth, and I was much smaller, and I was slim. As the sister used to say, I was Slim Goody. We used to wear nice designer suits with the ties. Back in the day with the paisley ties. We wore cologne like crazy. I mean, when we sprayed cologne, you could smell us coming in the building. And the sister was like, the sisters would hug on us just to smell us. That's how we rolled. We wore like designer shoes and stuff like that. Lizard shoes, alligator shoes, crocodile shoes, ox skin shoes, snake skin. The snake skin was the lower version of that, but we wore all of that stuff. So we wore the expensive clothes stuff, right? So, but anyway, it's not about clothing, right? So I played for the late I call him Doctor. We call everybody Doc. Timothy Wright, right? And I traveled with him, and I met some people through him. Okay, um, I traveled. Uh, and I lived in Chicago for a little bit, and I was played for Dr. Lavonia Whitley, her father, Bishop Allison, and Corinthian Temple Church of God in Christ on the west side, right? So I've been in those circles, right? Okay. I was a member at one point in time at Bishop Ernie Morris, Mount Airy Church of God in Christ, right? I was ordained, I think I said that under Bishop Levi Willis. I think it was not Andrew Willis. There's a Levi Willis bishop, but Andrew Willis, right? So yeah, so I was in that circle. So, brother, let me tell you something. My grandmother was deaconess evangelist, right? So, just in case you say you don't remember me, and another thing, because I played the organ, the keyboard, people was grabbing at me back then because musicians today are a dime a dozen. Back then, to find a good musician who was disciplined, who could play hymns and anthems, because I play hymns and anthems. I could play pipe organ, all of that, right? So the hands was up to grab for me, right? So I go way back in coaching. All right. So now that you know that I am a son of the church, and I'm not just jumping on here trying to get hits on my channel because Bishop Earl Carter coming back and allegedly apologizing to the Church of God in Christ, because it's all a ploy to get him back into the church, because he has the ability to bring in revenue. He has the ability to draw crowds, because the church is in need of money. Ever since the pandemic happened, a lot of people have left church and have gone into other religious affiliations. Some people just don't go to church. They just go to church online. And so churches financially are hurting, right? I'm going to say this and I'm going to close, right? I remember sitting with one of the bishops. His name escapes me. It goes way back in the 90s, the early 90s, right? Like maybe 89. And he was a bishop in Oregon, I believe it was. His wife was from Allentown. The name is all escaping because it's been so long ago. And I sat at dinner with him and told him the ideas that I had that would bring some revenue into COGIC. And when I told that idea, he said it was a good idea. And I shared the idea with, and if you go to Acts 4, that's where my idea came from. Acts 4, where he said that they took all they had and they laid at the apostles' feet and none suffered lack. And I talked about instead of spending all the money going to Memphis to convocation each year, they should host a city and bring all that revenue that they would bring to Memphis to each city and build university schools. Let that be like a launching pad to build schools in each particular city where they had the convocations. I said, if you do that, if somebody sees this is an idea that you can take and run with it. If you stop going to Memphis, spending all that money in Memphis, take your money and build each city and put a school or university there. And maybe you might take a 5-year project, whatever time period you do. Take a 5-year project, build a school there, and each major city build a school, university, and then that's revenue for the Church of God in Christ. You can have schools where people can learn, whether it be a theology school or whether it be a educational school, for grade school for kids, right? That's an idea. If you want to talk business with me, talk business with me. It's not about COGIC, it's about business. So that's my idea. Take that idea and run with it. And with that, I'm out of time. Shalom, shalom, shalom.